boom, bang, boom, boom, boom. A dirty, rotten traitor.
He's a traitor.
Traitor.
Traitor. Traitor.
Traitor.
Dirty, rotten traitor.
And that video goes on and on and on for close to a half hour. So could a court date for Fort Bragg for Sergeant Bo Bergdahl be Bergdahl's last stand? In April, Bergdahl is scheduled for a court-martial hearing, of course, on charges of desertion and misbehavior before the enemy.
But could the commander-in-chief be his ace in the hole? His defense team thinks so. Here's an exclusive look at Sergeant Bergdahl's last stand.
Sergeant Bergdahl, a traitor.
He's a traitor.
A traitor.
That is Donald Trump telling his supporters what he thinks about the man who left his post in Afghanistan, was captured by the Taliban, and held hostage for 5 years. But now candidate Trump is President Trump, and those words could come back to haunt him.
We moved to dismiss the charges with prejudice on the ground that now President Trump's comments made repeatedly across the country make it impossible for him to get a fair trial.
Not going to happen, says Army prosecutors. In a court filing earlier this month, prosecutors said that any reasonable observer would understand that comments made by then Republican contender Donald Trump amounted to campaign rhetoric and should not be taken literally.
We get Bergdahl, right? We get a dirty, rotten traitor.
However, Eric Carpenter, a former Army lawyer who teaches law at Florida International University, said potential military jurors could already be influenced. Carpenter added, quote, "The prosecution is in a tough spot. These statements are really indefensible, and they have the job of defending them. No one in the administration has disavowed those comments, so the comments still have life."
Let him keep them. I would have said keep them. You can have them. I'd give them back. I'd actually give him back.
These clips of Donald Trump are one of roughly 40 pieces of video provided to 6 on Your Side by lead defense attorney Eugene Fidel. Fidel says because Trump is at the pinnacle of the chain of command, what he says not only has direct and indirect consequences, but symbolic potency. Fidel says Bergdahl deserves better.
You know, he spent the better part of a decade of his young life either in enemy hands or, you know, in a holding pattern at best at Fort Sam Houston. So, you know, this is not a lot of fun. It's something that ought to be brought in for a landing, to be perfectly honest.
For now, Bergdahl, who remains at Fort Sam Houston, Texas, will just have to do what he's become accustomed to: waiting. And these are very serious charges: desertion, maximum 5 years, misbehavior before enemy, possible life. So you have Bergdahl's defense team saying that they want this judge, that this week went to a military judge, to have these charges dismissed. Prosecutors say that was nothing more than campaign rhetoric. Now, the judge who's looking over this tape, it started yesterday, called the tape disturbing. So some might say that Eugene Fidel and his defense team, this is his Hail Mary. He's trying to get the charges dismissed before the April trial for court-martial.
Do we have any idea when the judge is going to rule?
Hopefully sometime this week, but it could be longer. We'll keep an eye on it, obviously.
Thanks, Don.
Yeah.